Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face while you're sleeping. Thanks to global warming, mysterious creatures have been found frozen more frequently. Explorers and scientists have recently found some of the oldest and most amazing animals frozen in ice. From perfect remains of cave lions to mammoths, let's have a look at a list of animals found frozen in ice. Number 10. Moose. It is surprising enough to find any animal frozen in ice. So, imagine finding two moose together, which is already a rare animal, frozen under the ice with their antlers out. Schoolteacher Brad Webster and a friend made the unusual discovery of those two bull moose, partially frozen under the ice, locked at the antlers. The two men found the moose while walking along a frozen area about 10 miles outside of town. With the help of a few more people, they removed the animals from about 8 inches of ice covering open water, recovering some of the spoiled meat for dog food and trapping bait. Webster said the meat was left at the site for anyone wanting it. It was the end of moose rutting season, and the animals likely were fighting over a female moose. Webster said that one of the animals was wounded by the other animal's antlers, and perhaps died as their antlers were caught together, dragging the rivals down with it. Anything can happen in Alaska. Number 9. Tumat puppy. Russia is one of the iciest regions in the world, so the expectation of finding a frozen animal there is always high. In 2015, the mummified remains of an ancient puppy were discovered in the steep bank of the river Sialak. This is a particularly exciting discovery because of a previous puppy called the Tumat dog, which had been found in 2011 at the same location, approximately 2 meters away. Both remains have been dated to be almost 12,500 years old. The body was found by Yuri and Igor Gorokov and Ion Tomsk, all villagers of Tumat. They then donated it to the Mammoth Museum. The newly uncovered puppy is believed to be part of the same species as the Tumat dog. Due to the studies of the first puppy, researchers are fairly certain that both were kept as pets and were dogs, not wolves. The cause of death is believed to have been a sudden landslide or burrow collapse. Number 8. An army of fish. Ice has the unique property of floating on top of the water, which keeps the water underneath warm and in livable conditions for fish. But for fish, living under there can be both a blessing and a curse. Blessing in a way that when the ice forms on top, the water underneath gets insulated, but that is not always the case. In 2014, a cold wind sent temperatures decreasing massively and very quickly around the island of Loven in Norway, and instantly froze parts of the ocean. Unfortunately for a large shoal of fish, which was escaping a predator at the time, there was no chance to avoid the approaching ice, and they were frozen in place. It was perfectly safe for people to walk across and capture these amazing images of thousands of fish frozen in time. This event had a major impact on the local ecosystem because birds were unable to find any food, so the skies were strangely silent until the ice finally thawed. Number 7. Yukagir bison. Members of the Yukagir tribal community discovered the remarkably well-preserved and complete remains of a male steppe bison in Yakutia in August 2011. It is believed to be in better condition than the other two known complete specimens. Radiocarbon dating of horn and hair samples suggests it lived around 10,500 years ago, which is much less compared to the Yucca mammoth. Standing 2 meters tall at the shoulders with large horns curving outwards at the tip, the steppe bison must have been a challenging foe for Ice Age human hunters. It was discovered in a sleeping pose with no signs of injury, so it is believed to have died of natural causes. Pollen discovered in its stomach show it ate grasses and wild herbs. The steppe bison lived in northern Europe, Asia, and North America, mostly during the Pleistocene, during 2,011,700 years ago. It was a little larger than today's American bison, with bigger horns. Would you go looking for such scary creatures in ice regions? Number 6. A frozen fox. If you think this is from the animated movie Ice Age, it is not. Sometimes the animals scientists find in ice are much more recent, and this makes sense because modern animals can freeze in ice just like those that existed back in the day. That is also the case with certain foxes. Their cuteness was not enough to prevent them from getting frozen solid in the ice-cold waters of the Arctic conditions in which they were found. This particular critter was found by a hunter in a German lake. This particular specimen was not the first found by this hunter. He also claims to have found a wild deer and wild boar frozen in ice before this fox. Now, it's not clear whether this is true, but what we do know is that this fox is displayed as an Arctic appendage to a German hotel. It serves as a warning to the dangers of ice. Number 5. The Kolyma woolly rhinoceros. There is more going on in Serbia than you actually know. In 2007, gold miners discovered the well-preserved frozen remains of a female woolly rhino at the opening of a gold mine in Yakutia. Boskarov, who studied the mummified carcass, estimates it is likely to have weighed around 1.5 tons. The rhino had thick brown fur and skin, a short fur-covered tail, and narrow ears, of the same shape as those depicted in cave paintings. They are believed to have been one of Eurasia's most abundant large animals. However, we have only found the remains of a handful. It lived around 39,000 years ago. While the rhino was well adapted for icy cold conditions, its short legs may have struggled with an increase in deep snow caused by the higher temperatures of the late Pleistocene and early Holocene. Number 4. Frozen fighting fishes. Some people thought this was fake when it went viral on the internet, but unfortunately it isn't fake, just very, very disturbing. The footage came from two brothers who had been fishing on Indiana's Wawasee Lake when they saw what looked like a pike in the middle of eating a bass. The pair had been frozen in place, and no one on the internet seemed to believe it when they posted the photo. To prove those internet haters wrong, they posted a video of themselves cutting the fish out of the frozen lake. They really had been frozen solid. The best explanation is the pike choked on the bass, died, and was frozen. Talk about adding insult to injury. Number 3. The Salarican pony. Gold miners came across two legs and a tail belonging to a mummified pony sticking through the roof of a tunnel. They were digging this tunnel 9 meters below frozen ground near the upper Indigirka River in Yakutia in 1968. Known as the Salarican pony, this mature stallion lived between 35,000 and 39,000 years ago and probably died at the age of 7 or 8. Its gastrointestinal tract was full, suggesting it died a quick death. Stomach content analysis identified grasses, sedge, herbs, and woody plants as part of its diet. The position in which the carcass was found, with its hind legs pointing down and more horizontal forelegs, led scientists to conclude the pony had died after becoming stuck in a bog. Experts from the Zoological Institute in St. Petersburg were able to recover most of the body except the head. And with that, it's now time for today's subscriber pick. Today's photo was sent to us by a subscriber. If you come across a photo online and want to know more details about it, just send it over to us. We might even feature it on a future video. Number 2. The Yucca mammoth. Yukagir tribe members found the corpse of a young female mammoth on the coast of an area called Oyagoski Yar in Yakutia in 2009. Dubbed Yucca after its finders, its skin and some of its strawberry blonde fur are well preserved, as are a lot of mummified muscles and ligaments. Unusually, its trunk is intact. Research suggests the animal was 8 to 10 years old when it died. They also found that mammoths lived 39,000 years ago, and the height of the mammoth was almost the same as the modern-day elephant, which is around 14 feet shoulder height. Before the discovery, nobody knew what mammoths were like at this stage of development. The researchers were surprised to see the beginnings of tusks that had not yet broken through the skin. Yucca had unhealed cuts and scratches that suggest it was attacked by a large predator, probably a cave lion, shortly before its death. However, they are thought not to have penetrated enough to have caused its death. Meanwhile, a long straight cut and marks in a repeating ladder pattern could have been made by human tools. It is believed that with a bit of luck and perseverance, we might once again see these giants alive and well. Number 1. Cave lions. At the top of our list, we have an animal about which scientists had no idea they actually existed. And what's better than one cave lion? 2 cave lions. These were discovered together in Russia. The cold permafrost preserved the small bodies of these 2 furry and wide-pawed cave lion cubs, one of them almost in pristine condition. The 2 mummified cubs, nicknamed Uyan and Dinah after the Uandina River where they were found, were just about 1 week old when they died, likely crushed by extensive collapse of the sediments in the den, according to a researcher. These cubs are believed to be 30,000 years old. The ice that encapsulates the cubs has preserved incredible details, such as their tan yellow fur and their short ears and tails. With the use of CT scanning, paleontologists can even examine the inside of the cubs' bodies. Incredible, isn't it? That is our list of animals found frozen in ice. What do you think about this list? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and hit subscribe.